Shoot, honey! Shoot, honey!
I am. At least a disabling shot to
Not so she not kill him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shoot.
Alright. Doing it. Because, like, that's a no-no. And, actually, ambush as well.
Fuck!
We'll just strike extra damage. No, it doesn't change the other roll. Never mind.
All right, 8 to hit. That just hits. What type of disabling shot are you doing?
Alright, I have drop weapon, though that won't work on magic, will it?
It will not.
Alright. No, hopefully this will at least distract her just by getting hit.
Avoidance.
Or leg shot so she can't escape.
Okay, no escape. That works too.
All right, so which one?
Leg shot.
All right,
Like, I'm going in to kind of... When she can't escape, and to just kind of brace her, essentially. Stop her from
all right.
doing that. Oh, also, I'm very... Like, OC, I'm very curious about what she was listening to. That strikes me as alarming and suspicious.
I told you there was something about her.
All right, well,
Like,
go ahead and roll your damage then.
I very much want to know who this guy was she encountered. Because I have suspicions about that. We can
Roll.
roll later. So 2d6.
It's been a while since we've been in combat.
Yes, it has.
Indeed.
So 15
And for
times
purposes,
3, 45. 2d6 plus 45.
And for purposes, music. I just dropped it in chat.
Battle!
Also, if I still have a movement route after this, I'm going to follow my arrow through the now shattered window and kind of try and impose myself between them if I'm able to do that.
And you can also maybe yell at us.
You won't have enough movement to get there, I'm afraid. You can start, though.
Yeah, well, also, yeah, at least the shattering window should hopefully at least alert you guys that something's going on. It's going to be loud. It's not going to be quiet.
All
Right,
right.
that could be it. I mean, that could
Zoom
be
out.
anything.
It's a shattering window coming from where you know I'm watching the thing going on.
Yeah,
Could
fair
be
enough.
anything.
I mean, she could throw a book at that certain window, but you just happen to dodge.
Just get your ass over here.
51 points of damage.
All right, let me check her armor stat.
Also, why have I got the cover symbol on me?
Oh, you're not supposed to have that. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I simply booted up the Warball fight map, so and just changed it around for this. All right. Okay. I need a calculator.
One thing I will shout at after I've hit her is that's enough.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that is 24 damage. Total.
Wait, what?
Shit,
She has a lot of armor.
Oh, it's like she's the same class as Alzair, who's our like healy tanky dude. So she
27
probably has the
armor.
most health.
She's got a shield too, doesn't she?
Yeah, which plays into it. So you fire off the shot through the window, loudly declaring, "That's enough." The arrow zips past Aaronzier's head and strikes Elizabeth in the thigh, and the light sputters from her hand, and she crumples. And immediately,
Don't turn yourself into the villain here.
And with that heard, we have all been alerted. All right, well, that's it. Rocket door.
or window.
Or is
You can all Rocky can just about make it inside.
Okay.
So can Alistair. The other, though, Thanatos and Mika will be just outside it, looking at those.
Rocket can break
Measurements?
the window for us?
We'll pay for the damages later.
All right, so what you guys doing?
So,
Well, Rocket's gonna jump through the window.
Okay.
All right, Rocket, you
Big
go.
fluffy catapult.
So, Rocket, you go thundering forward the moment you hear the glass shattering, and Thanatos, you're showing, we're going in! And with one quick jump and a tiny little from your rocket boosters, you plow through the window. It shatters in a hailstorm of glass shards and splinters of wood and a few crossbeams of metal. You'll land easily enough.
And then we can all make it to about right there.
Yep.
Or at least Alistair can somewhat make it inside.
Alistair can get in right behind Rocket. Using his full turn.
Actually, before, would it be possible, Alistair, not to do that full movement, but to do like half a movement and cast like a protection spell on your master through a line of sight?
He can do that.
And that no damage spell.
Like Astra or cover or something that will allow you, in case Elizabeth tries to finish the job.
I was gonna
Yes,
use
Astra.
Because I feel like she might try to do it on her turn.
that
Although
spell.
Astra is an instant action, so even if he did
Yeah.
use both his, even if he did use it for all movement, couldn't he still do it?
Yeah, you could.
Do it.
So, that's what I've
Yes.
done.
All right.
Hey, you're making up for failing protecting before. Congratulations.
All right, so
Also, why is the cover ability still on me?
because you're the one who usually has it, and
just don't mind it. Just Astra, the old man.
right, so Alistair, you hop into the window after Rocket, and immediately your hand flies out, and you see a dome of golden light appear around Aaron's. She's looking on confusion. It's over to Elizabeth now. She's going to grit her teeth, reach down, and pull out her sword, and at the same time, a similar dome of golden light is going to appear around her.
Oh, she's got all of Alistair's abilities.
Oh yeah, remind me, is that just like one attack or the next turn?
That's one attack.
Just one attack. Also, she regains 6 HP because regen.
Yeah, she has that.
Joy. Lots of armor and the ability to regenerate.
I'm not going to attack her this turn. Instead, I'm going to raise my weapon and go, Elizabeth, think about this. You're free. You just got back. You have your whole life yours to live now. Are you really going to waste it here now on petty revenge? On an old man who can't even raise a hand to defend himself?
You can say that's part of your next turn because right now it's hers.
Yeah.
And time has paused while I'm trying to figure out what she's doing.
But yeah, that'll be what I say in my turn. I forgot Astra doesn't end the turn. It's an instant action.
What is she going to do? I have this sneaking suspicion that she's a complete, copy of Alistair, at least stat and ability-wise.
Probably. With the added heal. And also
With
has
the
someone whispering in her ear. So, cast some serious detect magic on her after this.
I wonder who it could be.
Dude, could it be someone we know, a Mithra in a hood?
She is going to go ahead and lift her hand up, going to expend 4 MP, and she is going to cast Ruse on herself.
What is
That's
Ruse?
You see her form starting to flicker and distort in front of you, and she starts shimmering and blurring, and it's difficult to determine her exact location. It's like space around her is getting fucked up.
Ruse. Oh, here it is. The caster's outline shimmers and blurs, making it difficult to determine their exact location. The caster gains a +2 bonus to avoidance until combat ends. If the character is at 50% HP or less when the spell is cast, the grant is 4. Yay! So she's even harder to hit now.
Indeed.
Is that her turn?
Why don't you have that, Alistair?
I have got an idea, but it means everyone has to be behind me.
And she's going to back up a little bit. That's her turn. Back to the party.
What about... So, before that, the speech I gave her.
Go ahead and roll a negotiation check.
Alright.
Negotiation.
and it'll be
Plus
rolled
3.
against her finesse.
6 plus 3. Ah, could have been better.
Not quite.
Oh, fuck. Just barely.
Not quite. She does seem to hesitate a little bit before shaking her head and stealing herself. She's very angered right now. It looks like it's going to take a lot to get through to her right now.
All right. So, Astra protects her from 1 attack. So,
you say she's harder to hit, like we're unable to.
Actually,
hit her or
if
see her.
if that's
Have
the
I got an
case,
idea?
like,
I have got an idea, but I just want to check with the DM here. Am I correct or am I wrong?
What?
Well, she's got that weird thing on. Is she harder to hit now? And basically, we can't.
her avoidance
Side of her?
got a +2, yes.
Yeah. It jumped from 8 to 10.
If that's the case, I was thinking of something. Casting a certain wind spell as long as everyone gets behind me and stays out of range of it.
Well, I mean, the only one who's really in front of you right now is
the thing is, Errands is also there.
True.
That's why I was hoping
So
that
he does have
moved
Astra.
out the way.
Yeah, I mean, we can.
He does have Astra on him.
Yeah, he can move
It
that
won't-
person.
Can we just move him out of the way?
But it would knock
I
her
mean,
out.
I mean,
of
what's the
Astra.
spell? What's the spell? Aurora?
Yes.
If you single
That's my
target it,
only
if
wind
you
spell.
use single target, it won't matter if anyone's in front of you. It doesn't create a beam. You just target an enemy and they take the damage.
I would suggest
imagine-
using
I
a
would-
spell that doesn't take as much MP, considering Astra's going to tank whatever damage you put
I
on her.
thought it was like some kind of vortex of wind or something.
You can visually flare it however you like.
Because since she's got like much higher avoidance, how would you be able to avoid a tornado of wind? I thought.
Well, you can't avoid magic.
Yeah,
Period.
magic auto hits.
So you do it, it'll hit her. So
I would suggest throwing a Dia spell at her just to get rid of the Astra.
though,
Oh, then.
I had an idea about that because I've used like one of my actions as the negotiation check that I failed. Because if I don't move, can I do something like throw a stone?
I'll go ahead and count your negotiation check as your movement action for this round.
Because I could throw stone, which will again like put on me, and like she'll get a temporary bonus on me. But it can't miss, and it will just shatter her Astra because it will do damage. However, what damage is.
Mm.
The point is true.
Fair enough.
That sounds good. Do it.
All right, so I'm basically saying it's like a candlestick. I'm just gonna grab a candlestick and yeet it at her.
You quickly you shuffle over here, just kind of squeeze past her, and it's like you grab a candlestick and chuck it at her, and it hits the Astra and it shatters in a flare of
6 damage.
sparkles. Yep.
I would try to negotiate.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
The
Astra
damage.
soaks up all the damage. So
We'll give her a beat down, then try and talk some sense into her when she's not trying to murder us. Unless you want to give another go.
I would, but the dice hate me today, like last week.
all right, so her Astra is down.
Can we come in? You guys are kind of blocking the window.
That's what you call a pro gamer move.
Rocket, what are you doing?
Stuff.
That is very helpful. Alistair, you'd be about right where the arrow is. There we go. What is your stuff, Rocket?
Just making sure Elizabeth doesn't hurt anybody.
So putting yourself like in between her and everyone else?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that is a good stuff.
Alright, everybody, I'm coming in.
Have you been drinking?
Nope. Alright. See, I knew this would happen, guys. I told you.
Oh,
just shut up and be useful.
Yes, ma'am. Alright. Let's start with something that's probably not going to destroy the house. How about some thunder?
That's gonna go through the. I can just imagine like if you was Thor, rather than coming out of your hand, just going through the roof.
Just go through.
So it's like something that's not
Yeah,
going to destroy the house. I know, smash.
Smash. Alright.
Yes,
I've
like
got
lightning can't do any
lightning.
damage.
Let's say thunder does. It's still power. It only does dex when I use the group attack. What is my power again? It's been so long since I've done combat. 12.
And since it's such a high power, maybe put in a little bit more.
45 damage. That's
Alright.
5 MP from me.
All right, so that's 28 damage total.
And she heals 6 HP a turn, so we're gonna want to pile up the damage.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, and Mika is going to cast Sleep.
Ooh.
Because,
That'd be handy.
well, I mean, that worked so well the last few times we've tried this strategy.
Yep, she's going to, pull out her book. It's going to turn into a sword. She's going to point it at Elizabeth. The gem on the palm, where the handle turns into the blade, glows, and mist starts to rise up around Elizabeth. Just after Thanatos is like around Elizabeth when you cast that, a bunch of currents of electricity rose up around her, and then a bunch of really tiny static shocks hit her all around in rapid succession. You could briefly see her nervous system reflected through her skin from all the various bolts hitting her all over before they stopped, and she's smoking a little, but she seems good. Now for Mika's thing here, so Mika needs to roll a finesse check versus Elizabeth's finesse.
Come on, Mika.
That is
11.
11 versus...
I swear, dice. Fuck you.
Oh, you gotta do it again.
Indeed.
Uh,
Okay, that's Elizabeth. And Mika must beat a 12. Come on, cat girl.
I don't want to hurt.
Fucking
her.
hell.
Oh, fuck off!
Fucking hell.
Okay.
Okay,
Don't be another 13.
Mika 13.
Pissed. Nope.
Yes!
All right.
Dude.
Okay,
Finally.
so Elizabeth turns to face Mika as the spells come in. She tries to resist it. You can tell she's trying really hard, but it doesn't seem to work, and she sort of slumps in place, her eyes drifting closed as a sort of frustrated snarl sort of escapes her, and she is asleep for 4 rounds.
Which is gonna say, I mean, for goodness
Can we nick her weapons and tie her up or something?
I was gonna say, basically, for goodness sake, she barely slept all night. She can't be that fucking strong-minded, surely. Even with adrenaline.
Well, she's pissed. Alright,
It's like,
Alistair?
counter spell. Counter your
Sit.
spell.
alright. Let's see. Alistair, take her weapons. Nee, you get out that rope?
You know I have.
All right.
Tie her up.
All right, you all sort of quickly close in. In quick motions, you sort of you pry Elizabeth's weapons from her hands. Her sword and her shield. She sort of mumbles a bit in place. You can tell she's trying to fight the effects of the spell, but it's just not working. And in a few moments, you have Elizabeth fully tied up and bound.
Aaron's there. You okay?
Yes, I'm all right.
So, the reunion went about as well as I expected. I don't know about any of you.
Did you? She's still talking to Aaron's there. Did you see that motion she did? Almost like she was listening to something.
I was looking down at the time.
Well, do you want to? What do you want to do? This is your soon. Do you want to go to another room or fetch the guard? What?
No guard. She suffered enough. Just get her in a chair, I think.
Mika, can you detect if there's any sort of magic on her? That thing I saw back there was odd.
Right. Mika comes up and casts Detect Magic. I'm gonna go ahead and deduct MP for that. She's going to cast it at 6th level, just in case.
That's a lot.
Hey,
How much magic does that use?
9.
Ooh.
It's 3 plus 1 for each level of the spell.
Okay.
hey, Nee.
Yeah.
Do you think it's Murasan at work or his master?
Oh, that's really to say, though. I am very curious to know who this man was that sprung her,
All right,
and
so
why she has no memories.
Mika steps in front of Elizabeth, holds out her hand. There's a pulse of blue light as she casts a spell, and a few seconds later, her brow furrows.
I'm not sensing anything out of the ordinary. But to be fair, the spell does have limits.
Well, maybe we can ask her herself when she wakens. Let's stick her in a chair. Keep hold of her weapons far out of her reach.
Is there any
Is
way?
there any- is there anything?
Sorry.
You first.
Is there any way for us to make sure she can't fire a spell, or can she?
That is exactly what I was going to ask.
Convenient.
Like, something we can do to stop her from casting magic.
Can she cast magic while she's bound?
While bound, I mean, she can try, but she'll suffer some very negative penalties and will have to make rolls, and you would all be very aware of the effort.
And also then she'd be up and about and still unable to escape because of my disabling shot and unarmed.
Well, I'm holding on to her equipment.
Well, yes.
Stick her in a chair and let her wake up. Erin's do you want to be here when she wakes up, or would you rather be somewhere else just in case?
I need to be here for this.
Very well then.
My mistakes led to this. I need to face it.
Very well then. Rocket, stay close to him just in case.
Okay.
All right. Position yourselves where you want to be.
Alice said, just in case, why don't you cover him?
That's what I'm doing.
All right.
May I stand beside you?
If you so wish. The blue circle here is Aaron's ear in case it wasn't clear. I sadly cannot mark him with the cover sign.
But
we all get the idea.
All right. Mika is going to park herself by knee. And Rocket, where are you going?
You block yourself right here. Right, yeah, that's good too.
All right. You all wait a couple minutes, and then eventually Mika's sleep spell wears off, and Elizabeth comes to. She slowly opens her eyes. And she looks down and she notices that she's bound, and you see the color immediately draining from her face. And she's like struggling against the ropes frantically, almost like she's going into a panic.
You know, mayhaps we should have thought about that.
it was safer than her trying to stab us again. Elizabeth! Get right into her face. You're not in those caves. You're in Eris's house still. You attacked us.
It's okay, you're fine. You're not in that terrible place anymore. Please, take a deep breath. I'm sorry we had to bound you, but it was for your own good and everyone else here. I'm sorry.
You're unarmed.
Please.
You're surrounded. We will let the ropes go if you swear not to try anything like that again.
She doesn't say anything at the moment. She's just glaring at all of you angrily.
I take that look as a no.
It's not
Unfortunately.
promising.
Knee undo the ropes.
Are you sure?
She knows that she can't do anything. If she tries a spell, then I will make sure that it doesn't go off.
It's not like she can go anywhere without leg wound anyway. We're going to let the ropes go. Don't do anything. Untie.
All right, you go ahead and you untie her. As you're doing that, make an awareness check for me, please.
Oh dear. God damn it.
No, I mean it's pretty obvious as you're sort of untying her and you're getting a look at her and your eyes sort of trail down and you look and you actually see that the injury you put in her leg is already starting to seal up shut.
I'm going to stop just short of untying her and go, I can see it's healing. Don't make me force you to unheal it, okay? I don't want to hurt you, Elizabeth. No one here wants to hurt you. We want to help you. But if you try and kill someone, we'll have to respond. Do you get that? Don't have to answer, just nod.
Just glaring.
Good enough. Finish it up.
Keep an eye on her.
That's why I'm here.
All right, you finish untying her and you step back a little bit and some of the color does start coming back to her face once she realizes she's not bound anymore. And she shakily starts getting back to her feet.
See, if we wanted to hurt you, we wouldn't have untied you. We just want to talk if you're calm enough to talk.
Why do any of you care?
Because frankly, you were in a very, very bad place. And after the very, very bad things we've seen, we can on some level sympathize, even if none of us could truly grasp the gravity of what you went through.
Damn
Not
straight
entirely.
you couldn't.
But we can sympathize.
Did you plan on killing him the entire time we were on the way here?
She looks past all of you and glares at Aaron's ear, who's just at present sort of leaning against Rocket.
Depended on what he had to say for himself.
What did you want him to say?
It doesn't matter now. He
I
said
think
his piece.
it matters. Because, face or not, he may not be perfect. He may have screwed up. But he doesn't deserve murder for the actions of other people. Those monsters back there were the ones who cut you, who bound you, not him. His failure may have led to it, but he didn't choose to do so purposely. I'm more curious. What was that back there? What was that you heard? It almost looked like you were listening to something.
What are you talking about?
You got distracted. Your eyes drifted off, like you weren't entirely present.
I was thinking.
Considering what you were going to do next.
You could say that.
And what would you have done next? Say Need didn't interfere.
Use your imagination.
I mean, I get the whole kill him thing. I've been there. But afterwards.
Who knows? Who cares?
We do, clearly.
Why?
Because, frankly, Elizabeth, because it's right.
Yeah, and Mika adds to this by saying,
And someone has to, don't they?
Even if you stop caring what happens to you, other people do. And remember that family you mentioned back there in this city somewhere? People who love you, who don't even know you're alive, it probably kills them on the inside. Like, what would have happened then if you did that and you're off to prison because you committed murder? You have your whole life still here. You're not in those caves anymore. You're here now. You could do so much good, so much better. Catch up on all the time you'd lost. Are you going to waste it just like that?
Do you honestly think it would at all be possible for me to go back at this point?
Go back, go somewhere else. That's the point, Elizabeth. You have a choice.
You don't get it. You really don't, do you?
Then how about you try and explain exactly what rather than saying it doesn't matter? Because that leads us here.
Do you have any idea how much it hurts, how much it breaks someone down to spend years and years of their life perpetually bound and slashed and beaten and cursed?
No.
Of course you don't! None of you know what that does to someone! And for your sake, I hope you never do.
And we can't take back those years. I know that. I know we can never fully comprehend. But Thanatos over there, his family was burned alive when he was a kid. He spent all of his life hunting down his family's murderers while his evil dark psyche manifested and tried to steal his body at the end of it. Alistair has been dealing with the guilt of failing to save Aranzir over there. Thinks he's the reason he's crippled. We tried to save an entire facility of people, and now it's a hole in the ground and all those people are dead. And we're fighting a dark god that wants to destroy the world, and if we screw up, we're all going to die. So yes, there's pressure. Yes, there is shit. Maybe it's not to the level that you have suffered, but damn it, Elizabeth. Doesn't mean you have to give up.
Not to mention the loss of Wocket's
Father.
figure.
Murdered in front of us, all. Right as that facility became the crater.
We are all going through tough times. Very hard times to be a sect. But
We
if
can-
we don't take a stand against it, then who else will?
Just sort of glare sideways at you, Alistair.
I mean, this path I chose, it's hard, it's stressful, I fuck up. But at the end of the day, as long as I could bring one smiling face to someone, then that keeps me going. Not to mention the duties of a paladin is to protect those who are unable to protect themselves, not destroy them. And I will stick to that. And nothing will change me. Not even fucking Amber.
You say that.
She steps forward until she's like right in your face.
You say nothing will change you. But we both know that's a lie. Sooner or later, something's going to happen to you. I don't know what, and I don't care. But it will break you. Just like it
And
did
if
with
that-
me.
And if that happens, as it has almost happened to some of us, a momentary glance at Thanatos, that's why we're there to pick them back up, dust them off, and be a friend. And I know it was so horrible and that we can't even comprehend the full gravity. But we could spend here all day. He said, she said, this is worse, that was worse. Or We could try and make something of all of this. Try and build a future. You have family back there, and you have people who could be your friends if you just, for the briefest moment, believe that was possible.
She looks around at all of you for a few minutes. And then she goes to brush past Alistair, heading for the door.
And where do you intend to go?
Home. And after that, wherever the day takes me, I guess.
She keeps walking for the door.
Out of character, if you can pause a minute.
Okay.
What do we do here?
Even I'm still thinking on this.
I had a few ideas.
Oh?
I mean, I have one idea, but it's a bit absurd, I think.
Well, we're currently paused, so share and talk. I've been cryptic.
Okay. I know she is going through a freaking tough time, but I feel like we need to help her in some form of way to realize it's not completely hopeless to get her life back on track. I don't want to leave her in this state. Besides, if we just abandoned her, who to say something like this wouldn't happen again while we're gone?
Wait, hold on. The beings that bound her,
Valkyrs.
did the guy that rescued her kill them all, or...
She didn't say.
I mean, if they are still out there and those bastards are doing more sick, twisted shit, I think we should put an end to them.
I mean...
If they are.
So,
By the way,
yeah.
this guy who saved her, like, he wasn't wearing a blue robe, was he?
Yeah, I was about to ask, like, can I, as she goes to leave, and kind of quickly catch up and go, one last thing.
What?
The man who saved you, even if you don't know his name, what can you tell me of him?
I didn't get much of a good look at him. He just turned
Anything
up. Seemingly as if out of nowhere.
Anything at all, even just the clothes. Was it, say, a blue cloak?
She glances back at you and raises an eyebrow.
How did you know that?
Fuck. Okay.
I had a feeling as soon as you mentioned a mysterious man.
The man who rescued you, his name might very well be Murasan. He's the man who... You remember... Oh, he's one of the men responsible for our previous failures. He's a servant of the dark god Diablos.
She turns to face you directly.
Is that so?
He's the one who destroyed Devia Corp after manipulating it in order to grow amber, spread it, trying to help destroy the world around him.
I walk up to them and say, did he want anything from you? Did he say anything?
Her face is starting to contort a little with strain, as if she's trying to remember, but something's causing her physical pain. She reaches a hand up to the side of her head.
He said he knew what I was going through.
Alright, it's starting to click. This man is incredibly powerful. He has been gifted powers from his god. Like, he destroyed half a forest and turned it into amber with a click of his fingers. Like, he could very well be the reason why you can't remember. And back there, what I saw, you listening to something? I think there's more here going on than just the Valka. Something happened to you after he rescued you. I don't think he did it benevolently.
Why were you? You say that he rescued you, yet the next thing you remember after that was waking up in the village
Yes?
after it was just burned to the ground.
Yes?
By a creature, and given what Murasan's capable of, I wouldn't put it past him to put that he sicked that creature on that village.
And left you to pick up the pieces, hoping something of you. Clearly, killing Aronzir was part of it.
When he rescued you, what do you remember about it?
He talked to me for a little while. Just talking at first. It was so strange. I was so relieved just to have someone to talk to for once that I didn't even question it. Then he said he knew what I was going through and that he could help me use it to get out.
Help you use it.
I said yes, anything to escape. He reached out and
then you were in the town.
Like, her face is visibly contorting, and she's, like, tightly gripping the side of her head now. Like, she's got a piercing headache going or something.
Elizabeth, something happened to you. Something that may be affecting you. There are time mages in this city. Remember, we could help you.
Please, let us help you. Trust me, if it is Murasan, you have to let us help you. I've seen what happens to those who give in to that evil power. What they are capable of. You will regret it.
He may have promised you your salvation, but he's promised that to others before. It's lies.
Not trust him. All he cares about is crouping lackeys to his false god. We must do everything in what we're capable of to stop that from happening before we have no world left. I even reckon the reason why this all happened because he twisted and clouded your judgment. I don't believe you're a bad person. I know there's good in there, and I wish to help you. And we do as well. Please.
Make a negotiation check.
Okay, here I go.
He probably doesn't have anything in negotiation.
Karma dice. Please don't strike.
How much you got in negotiation?
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, a lot.
You have 6 in negotiation?
One of
I
us
thought we
has to.
established this last week. I put it into negotiation since talking is what Alasai is good at now and then.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he's very good at talking. He talks much.
All right, 14.
So, does
All
that
right.
work?
She thinks it over for a second, seems torn before saying,
if what you're saying is true, then what choice do I have?
You always have a choice. That's what we're trying to make. But hopefully,
Accept help from you, or potentially be a pawn in some Dark God's game. Some choice.
Well, hopefully this one will lead to a greater variety. Aronzir, Time Mage, do you know any?
He walks slowly forward.
The only one I can think of off the top of my head, it would be Lazard up in the castle.
Alright. Elizabeth, if we're going to do this, would you like to see your family first? It might be nice to have a familiar face that is less anger driving.
Fine.
Is her family still around? I say to the master.
Yes, they are. I haven't spoken with them in a long time, though.
Well,
Needless to say, Elizabeth, you aren't the only one who had choice words from me over what happened.
Well, let's go and take you to your parents, and then help you out.
I'd rather see them myself.
Of course.
Well.
Do you remember where they are? Oh.
I do.
Well,
I grew up in the city, remember?
Mm,
I know it like the back of my hand.
that's good.
we'll take you there and leave you to them until you're ready. We'll leave you alone for that. But it's best we keep an eye out. If Murasan is behind a lot of this, it's best we don't stray far from one another.
Hmm.
Fair enough.
How long ago was it when he got you out?
That's the point. She doesn't remember.
I mean,
I swear if that bastard is.
I
in
don't know how
this
much
place-
time there is between when he found me and when I woke up in the crossroads.
And he didn't say anything to you?
Well,
She turns to Alistair and points at him.
Well, he's the one who showed me you.
Hmm.
Still waiting to see what exactly it is that makes you so much better than me, though. Why you're still standing where I fell.
To be honest, the only thing I could think of, I'm just too stubborn to give up.
I'm not sure it's a matter of being better. Consequently, it's his amber that showed us you. So he's been playing us.
Hmm. I'm.
honestly, with how much he puts himself in danger, I'd say it's up to dumb luck and occasional push from us.
Having to drag your sorry backside from talking yourself into a prison cell and from a couple of corrupt city guards.
But since you
And
brought up
nearly
the
having
fact-
your head crushed in by a Galka.
Thanks for that. But there's a good point you bringing that up. The way I see the visions of Amber, I have a theory that maybe originally planned it was meant to turn me against her. Elizabeth,
Whatever the-
or at least all of us against her.
Whatever the case, much of the answers lie in your memories, Elizabeth. So let's get you home first, alright?
Fine.
Is that much? And let's go.
She looks past all of you before heading out. Glares at Aaron's yard, narrows her eyes at him.
For the record,
Well,
I'm not sorry.
And with that, she turns and stalks out.
you reckon you're gonna be alright after that?
I will live, thanks to you.
Give her
You're
time.
welcome.
Maybe one day.
Just take care of her, please. She's suffered enough.
Well,
We will do all that we can. I promise.
no. If Murasan tries to get close to her, I'll break his nose again.
Yes, because that worked so well for us last time.
I mean, it did break his nose.
Yes, and then he broke all of us and the building and the
See,
surrounding area.
And
Yes,
with that, he's going to coily wander out.
Before I do that, just to confirm, he has got a staff, right?
Aaron's
Hmm.
yeah, he.
Murasan.
Murasan? Yeah, you recall him using a staff.
Thought so. And if I ever see him in this place, I'm gonna shove that staff so far up his arse he'll never walk straight ever again.
I'd love to see you try that, Allison.
Yeah.
Alright.
He does not fuck with a fellow paladin, or my home, or even my friends and family. I will not allow it.
So, time mage. I scratched another type of mage off my bucket list.
Well, that was a very prolonged and RP heavy scene.
Indeed. Let's see here. And for purposes, I'll go ahead and let everyone get a point of destiny for that.
Yee.
For stopping her without killing her.
Yeah, for that counts as heroics in this particular instance. So, Rocket, you won't get the extra point from being a warrior, as this isn't beating a boss. It's simply performing a heroic action, but you still get a point.
Which
Okay.
I just had the realization. Did we miss out on destiny points not fighting the mogul?
Yes.
Yep, you missed out on destiny points when you decided to skip the Morball.
Oh well.
Yeah, all well for you. I'm the one with the less risk of death. Oh well.
That's 7.
I just
Oh,
have
it's
to
a
follow
good
the
thing.
simple advice of Sajamas here. Don't die. Just don't die.
It's a good thing we followed up on our Murasan suspicions. If she walked out the door, I would have. Well, that would have stonewalled us a bit. I feel like. In terms of
I mean,
progressing
I
the
was
plot.
gonna.
I had ways of getting you guys back on track, but anyway.
So, where's we going?
Number 8, Elizabeth's house.
I'm still trying to find a suitable spot to plonk it. Give me a sec.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure
can we
he
pause
never
this 1 minute?
intended for us to go down this.
Sorry about this. Could we pause this 1 minute? I've just been called by my mother. I just wanted to check what she wanted quickly.
I mean, you go ahead, and he's just got to figure shit out.
Alright, I shall return.
We'll put it right there. Why not?
Actually, as we're walking with Elizabeth, I'm having a slight thought. I'm going to go up beside her and, are you sure you don't want at least one of us to come in with you? Because if Murasan is inside your head...
She glances back at you, looks between all of you.
If you insist, I'd still rather do it myself. It is family and personal, and frankly, I still don't exactly know or trust any of you.
Well...
The only reason I'm bothering to listen to you right now is because,
I've
frankly, I
returned.
don't
So
have
where's the
much
home?
to lose.
Well... We won't come in with you, we'll just remain right outside. There's just a lot of unknowns here. I'd rather not...
It
leave
is
much
it
to
is
doubt.
worth noting the sun has set at this point. It is night.
True.
Did you tell her about how he turned them into turned innocent people into monsters who were just trying to escape?
Oh yeah.
You can have Rocket point that out if you'd like.
Go ahead, Rocket.
She's been kind of quiet lately. Let her have some
You did
roleplay.
bring it up.
Murasan turned those innocent people who we sent to escape from the lab into monsters.
He did he?
Mm-hmm. We told them to escape so that they wouldn't die if the place went kaput, but you turned them all into monsters.
That is concerning. Everything I know about the amber tells me it doesn't typically affect mortals, only animals.
From what we've seen, it's not. That's not entirely true.
Then either it's growing more powerful, or as you seem to be implying, its wielder is on the move.
A little bit of both.
Concerning.
Indeed.
Welcome to our world. It's not exactly sunshine.
I already don't like it.
You
Well,
and me.
half the time, neither do we.
Alright. You walk for a ways. Go ahead and swap out the music for something else.
What is that?
What?
I heard a sound.
I don't know.
I think it was a packet or something.
Oh, Haribo Happy Cherries.
Ah.
Not
That explains it.
Okay. Can you maybe try to keep that away from the mic so it'd be a pain in my ears?
Alright, and eventually, you sort of reach a corner street just before the big bridge that connects the two halves of the city. And Elizabeth comes to a stop and looks up at the building.
I take it this is the place.
Yeah. Depending on what happens, I may decide to spend the night here.
Well, go on. You deserve this. We'll wait outside. You let us know what you decide.
If I don't
And be
come out-
safe.
Right. If I don't come out in the next hour, just assume I'm not coming out.
And if you don't,
Well-
just meet us at the castle in the morning.
And she
This is all like deja vu for me. I've only met my parents yesterday. Again.
I think this is a more tender home.
Elizabeth steps up to the home, sort of hesitates just before crossing the threshold into the front yard, takes a deep breath and pushes on. Knocks on the front door. A few moments pass. It opens up, and you see another woman, looking to be maybe in her 50s at this point. On the other side, her eyes glue onto Elizabeth, and there's this long pause. And you hear Elizabeth say,
Hello, Mother.
in the next moment, there's like a flurry of movement as the woman reaches out and latches onto Elizabeth and pulls her close. And there are a few long seconds where it's just this prolonged hug going on, before the woman sort of gently ushers Elizabeth inside and closes the door behind her.
Aww.
Well, at least one good thing came out of today.
I think we were in desperate need of a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get very many of those, do we?
Ah,
The longer we go, the more grim things seem to get.
Yeah. Watch him try to take this from us.
yeah, you know what they say. It's always darkest before the dawn.
That is true.
So, we finally tracked down our old buddy Murasan again.
Seems he's trying to play a grand game of chess against us. Showed her a vision of Alistair, Alistair a vision of her.
Clearly trying to set the two up to try to kill each other.
Speaking in her head, trying to get her to kill her own master. I'm not entirely certain she would have. Something's been done to her.
Mika,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
is there any kind of magic to suppress memories?
Probably, but I don't know any of the spells myself. It would fall under time magic, most likely.
So-
And how do we know that's the right thing to do?
We don't know until we tried it. We're dealing with a lot of unknowns.
To be honest,
You
must
don't
be
know
able
it's the
to-
right thing until you try it?
Hmm.
So, like, say if you were hungry, really hungry, and this kid next to you was emaciated. And there was a person stealing. I mean, not stealing. But there was a person selling stuff.
I'm pretty sure this is entirely
to save them.
I mean, this is one, yes, and two. This is an entirely different situation.
Is it?
The context. Yeah, there's a version of magic. We don't know what it does. We aren't entirely sure whether the magic we're seeking to solve the issue is going to be the correct magic, because we don't know the magic that caused it in the first place. I mean, in the example you just gave, you know all the variables and the consequences of your actions.
He speaks true. It is.
I mean, there could be consequences to this. Perhaps.
The namely thing I'm worried about is these suppressed memories may be unpleasant.
Yeah, that's the point. The memories that she may not want to remember.
However, I think
the outcome may turn bad.
I do think it unwise to mess with their head when it's already been messed with enough.
That is true. But think about it like this. Murasan's the play in this. And all it takes is time for that corruption to sneak in. We need to make sure that she doesn't fully turn.
if we don't do this, we're running blind against the servant of a dark god.
But if she finds out, she'll hate you forever.
If she finds out that we're doing the thing we told her we're going to do and she agreed to, I mean,
I know it's hard to
Not
believe.
out of character, Lumina, we told her we're going to go see a time magic to regain her memories, and she agreed. That's literally what we're doing.
Yeah, I feel like you were like having two separate conversations, you two.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yes,
Rocket was wondering
so.
about if we're going to like suppress more memories, whereas
No.
Tom was saying we're going to unlock some that have been suppressed already. I feel like that's what was happening there. Am I right?
Yeah.
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 Kind of two conversations happening at the same time.
Yeah, that's good. We're not suppressing any memories, we're unsuppressing. Like,
Okay,
giving
good.
them back.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because if
At
we
this
were
point-
suppressing them, there'd be a problem.
Yeah, that's not what we're doing. I feel like there was lost in
And
translation
besides,
somewhere.
suppressing memories is never a good idea.
We got a little confused. It's all good.
This conversation is not making it to the adaptation.
Yeah.
Probably not.
At least not
Okay.
like that. You could retool it a little bit.
Yeah, but basically, we're going to the time age not to suppress memories, but to undo what Murasan did to her.
Yes.
Murasan is, and considering what he did to the director back in DV Corp, it's making me really concerned for Elizabeth right now.
Yes,
Mhm.
indeed.
Because Murasan did mind control and completely screw his head over.
As a-
Forgot about that.
Hmm.
The thing is,
And
She could lose
besides,
her sense.
as much as I want to take down the old demonic god, I do not want to come back here as my entire home a crater because of one asshole. We deal with him first, and then we get to the big git.
You know, there's the question that we need to ask. Say we eventually run into Murasan during all this, what then?
Do not engage.
Do not engage. I'm about to say, we learned our lesson last time, didn't we, Nee?
We were only, like, what, 2 levels higher? I don't think we're quite there yet, considering...
As much
Yeah.
as I want to take him down, I don't think we are strong enough to handle
Like,
him. We have
remember,
not gone up against a foe this powerful before.
Yeah, we should at least take him out to dinner first.
Mika chuckles at that.
We definitely need more time before we get to that point.
I'm about to say, he's pure out of luck with this group. It's 2 guys, two girls who aren't really that interested, and a bird.
Mika sort of sobers up after a second, points out,
there is something I'm worried about, though.
Oh?
What is that?
It's the way Elizabeth described what Murasan said to her. She said that he said he knew what she was going through and could help her use it.
I noticed that too. It's been bugging me.
and she glances over at you.
Maybe I'm jumping to false conclusions here, but I can't help but be reminded of you and your dark side thing.
Well, Caius?
Yeah, Caius. He's a manifestation of all of your darker emotions, right?
A second
That's-
later, Caius sort of manifests next to you, arms crossed. She's not wrong about that.
Trying to get her to use her anger and hate toward an end.
Ironic.
Manifesting with magic.
Ironic considering you're trying to do it to a paladin and not, like, me.
To be
Dark.
fair,
Also, his saying that he knows what she's going through suggests
To
that
be
he
fair.
himself has suffered something.
paladins are capable of doing many great things. But if a paladin should be corrupted or
At the end of the
to a
day, a
dark path.
paladin is just another human. Just another mortal. They're
Mm.
just as flawed and fallible as everyone else.
exactly.
Well, we'll find out soon enough, assuming this
And
works.
besides, are dark paladins even a thing in this
No.
universe?
Paladins who broke their oaths and went rogue, yes, but their abilities didn't change.
Hmm.
They were still using the same techniques. It's just white magic and defensive magics. Yes.
Yeah.
Kaya sort of uncrosses his arms and sort of gestures vaguely. As it stands, if it is Murasan's plan to cultivate a dark side in Elizabeth, that could pose a very serious problem.
And keep in mind,
For one thing, dark sides tend to manifest differently for every individual. Thanatos got lucky with me in that it manifested as a separate and physically detached personality. It might not be the same for Elizabeth. If we're unlucky, it might be something that just turns her into a wild beast. Or worse.
Say a
Yeah.
giant monster with skeletal wings and chains.
It's not out of the question.
I say the thing.
that could have been her that
Possible.
destroyed that town.
It's possible.
We've seen Murasan corrupt things and create monstrosities.
That's not quite the same. A dark side is a manifestation from an individual. It's internal. Amber corruption comes from without, not within. It's an encroachment.
Okay, either way, so it's possible that she, if we're not completely over theorizing here, was that creature, and the reason she doesn't remember it because the effects wore off, which means she destroyed the town and she killed those people.
It's possible.
Let's keep that to ourselves, though.
But she might remember it tomorrow.
If that happens, then so be it. If
If-
not, let's not try to put any more guilt on her right now.
Let's just make sure that she knows that, whatever the case, we're there to support her, not to judge her. I just hope
Indeed.
that
And if it does turn out it was her, I just hope the memories don't awaken the beast.
If
It all
it does, then we just brought it to a town, a whole city full of innocents.
At the end of
If
the
that
day, it depends entirely on which emotion catalyzed her dark side. Assuming she has one. Each one is manifested by different negative emotions. For me, it was a cavalcade. All of Thanatos' negative emotions built up, but for others, it could be a single one.
Like fear, pain.
Fear, anger, even guilt. If we can nail down which emotion she felt, assuming, again, that she had a dark side, then we'd know which emotion to avoid accidentally cultivating.
it will be to do with her imprisonment, so don't tie her up with a rope again.
Exactly. For
Caius, you
now,
didn't
though,
feel anything, did you? Around her?
not more or less than I feel from any of you. I can sense the darkness inside of you, Thanatos, innately, but that's because I'm literally it. However, I can't peer inside the souls of other individuals. I can't read their darkness or whether or not there's any sleeping within. My senses don't go that far.
Hey guys. Something just came up.
What?
Do you all remember on the way over here on the airship, we had that big burst of darkness that Caius felt?
Well,
I mean,
The thing is, the village destruction happened long before that.
Yeah.
That wasn't this.
Okay.
That shift was
That is
something else on a far larger scale. What we're dealing with now is localized.
Problems for another day.
It was
For,
popped
no-
in my head with all this Murasan talk.
for now,
No,
though,
think-
for now, I would encourage we put the theorizing to rest.
indeed.
Besides, you go, Alta.
And then I think us talking, it's been about an hour. I think she'd be staying the night here.
It's been a while. It hasn't been an hour. It's been maybe like 14 minutes of conversation so far.
Okay.
I think we can
She-
safely assume that she'll probably want to stay here.
For all the dark emotions, I think that's at least one array of good. Well,
I have got a question for the DM. I know my home's not too far if we're going to stay there again, but isn't there like an inn somewhere nearby that's closer? Or anything we could stay at?
There is an inn, but it's about the same distance away from where you are. I'll go ahead and
Bugger.
reveal it. It's icon 6.
Ah. Fair enough.
So do we want to go get an inn, or does me want to have another incident with Pinchy?
Do not worry, I shall make sure that Pinchy is kept far away and much more better protected and locked up. I even stay up most of the night to make sure he does not escape.
I mean, no offense, Alistair, but your home's kind of cramped, and I'd like my own bed. Other than
Alta, you can feel free to return home. I'm gonna get our own bed in the inn.
Fair enough. What about you, Rocket?
If they let me have a bed.
They
I
probably
surely
will. He's pretty good at talking to them about that.
If anyone can get a bed, it's you, Rocket. Just use your charms. It always works.
Just say Quee. That always seems to work.
bribe them with cuteness.
Exactly.
Alright, let's call it a night and leave.
This
The family.
this day has been dreadful. I need a drink.
You always need a drink.
And does it always make me feel better, Nee?
I mean, it makes us feel better when you
All
do
right.
you.
All right. So who all is going where?
I'm going to the inn. I assume Miko will be going with me.
Yep, because
You
going
know
with Sneak.
what?
I am also going to inn.
You know what? Before I head home, maybe 1 or 2 drinks and then home. I could use it.
Well, considering your last experience with drinks, Alistair, I think it'd probably be best if you...
I'm only having a cider. You can drink whatever you want to get yourself drunk out of your head, but don't expect me to use Persona on you this time.
Okay, but I'm not telling your mommy that you went out drinking.
Says the guy who always gets himself in trouble while drinking.
Mika laughs.
Yes, but I don't have to stumble all my way home and then have my mom catch me. Trust me, I did that once. It didn't turn out well.
Which is why I'm going to be responsible, unlike you. I know my limits.
You did that once? Weren't you like a kid then?
Well, there wasn't really law in Kurzatan, and
You sneaky little bastard.
Little.
it was a dare, okay?
Seems we have a little delinquent with us.
You've seen
Good
where I grew
grief.
up. Does that really surprise you?
Not really.
Come on, drinks await.
So what are you gonna do to me? Send me to jail for underage drinking?
I mean, we could talk about it when we go do it. Let's go.
And with
You're allowed
that,
to drink whatever you want, but I swear no water if they have any. Do not drink the water.
Hell no.
We can. If they do, we can have Mika try it. She hasn't tried it yet.
make a negotiation check.
No. No.
He's asking for a book to the head. And for that remark, she decrees A book to the
She
head.
decrees.
Let's see.
10.
Mika kind of shakes her head politely.
No thanks. That's one club I don't think I need to join.
Oh, but it's a
wise
fun
indeed.
club, isn't it, Nee?
I mean, it's fun to watch. I don't think it is quite fun. I don't think it's quite as much fun to join, though.
Well, just think. If you do pass out, Nee will catch you.
Thanatos, stop trying to poison my
Well,
girlfriend.
let me put it to
On
you this
second-
way. Let me put it to you this way. It's like going to the circus. Watching all those people doing splits is amazing. You try to do it yourself, you're gonna rip your thighs open.
On second thoughts, if you can handle a shot, Thanatos, of water, I may give you some gil.
We share Gil.
We share Gil. Unless you've got allowance at home.
Maybe, but I ain't saying.
All right, and as you make your way to the local inn and tavern to rest up and be prepared for what comes next, whatever it may be, bantering back and forth as you do, I think that is a good place for us to call it for the night.
I believe so.
All right. So, that went a little differently than I was expecting.
Was that another? I believe it was another fight that we were supposed to knock out Elizabeth.
To be fair, that part was my fault because I had Mika use
Mika did
sleep. The idea was to have her be knocked out, but I was expecting it to be harder than that.
Well, I mean, you did tie with her twice.
I did.
Yes. I counter your counter. I counter your counter.
Fuck you,
I
you
found
sleep.
him.
Oh, shit.
I mean, considering our last
The fuck is
tries of using sleep didn't work out too well in the castle.
I mean, how different would have things gone had we not sleep to?
I was honestly just expecting the fight to last longer.
I mean, it would have been a pretty
Yeah,
annoying
okay.
fight considering she's got so much armor and the fact that she heals.
It would have been fine, but we still won, and we managed to talk her down, and she's not wandered off by herself. So
Indeed.
I know is in this arc we're
Yay.
doing a pretty good job of avoiding massive boss fights. First
Alistair.
we Reed, and now
I mean,
this.
to be fair, stat-wise, she isn't all that different from you, Alistair. She's statted like a player character.
It's true, yes.
You know, that's kind of what I was
Well,
thinking. She's like a mirror image of Alistair.
Well, she is different in some regard. Her stat array is a bit different, and the spells she knows are kind of different. Like she knows
Ruse.
ruse. Yeah.
Why didn't you ever get something like that?
She was prioritizing other things. If you give me a second, I can give you her complete spell list since she counts as an ally right now. This is something you'd want to know. She knows Cure, Dia, Ruse, Stop, Wall, and Cura.
and maybe
Stop,
turning
wait.
into a giant dragon bat monster.
Back up a sec. Stop?
Yeah,
That's a time spell.
it's a white spell.
I thought it was...
Nope, it's white magic. I checked the book.
Don't question the
Let's see her.
book.
Let's see her. She of course has Astra. She also has Cover and Last Stand.
Maybe we should talk about all these specifics after the end of the recording.
Oh, well, yeah, there's that.
Of course, the biggest difference, the final finish
Yes,
it off.
end the
is
recording
GSP
already.
factor.
We can
I know.
run afterwards.
Shut up.
And she
Shut up,
also,
Alice.
and she also has Pure
Do
Soul
the intro.
times two.
Do the outro.
Hey, give me a second. I gotta get back to the title screen, you bunch of munchkins.
You are on the title screen.
All right. No, I wasn't, actually. You were. I wasn't. I had to pull up her stat block, which is on a different map. Now, thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, so much for tuning in to this episode of Final Fantasy Chronicles of Eno. We will see you next time. Till then, people, bye-bye.
Sarah.
Alistair's the arc of running away.
Bye.
This ought to be fun.